Hey guys, it's me Harshan. Welcome back to my channel Baking Vibes. Today I will be showing you a perfect tutorial on how you can whip cream. Now this tutorial will be focusing mainly upon the non-dairy whipping cream, but most of the parts will be similar for the dairy whipping cream. So you will get help from every direction. So first let us talk about a few utensils and tools which you can use to whip the cream. What you can use is either a glass bowl or even a stainless steel bowl. Both of them work perfectly fine. I don't have a stand mixer, so what I will be using is an electric hand mixer. These are the beaters for that. If you don't have either of them, then you can also use a balloon whisk to whip your cream. But if you're going to use this, then be prepared for a lot of workout, because you're going to take a lot of time to whip cream with this, and your hand is going to pain a lot. So be prepared for that. So you can either use a balloon whisk, a electric hand mixer, or a stand mixer. Now since if you are using an electric hand mixer, then what you have to do for a better whipped cream is take your bowl and the beaters with it and just keep this into the freezer for about 10 minutes so that the bowl and the beaters get chilled, and then this will help to whip your cream even faster and to a better stiff peak. But if you are using a stand mixer, it is not a necessary step. Now let us talk about a few brands that are available in India for the non-dairy whipping cream. One of the brands that is somewhat popular is Goodrich brand. Now before I talk about any further brands, I want to tell you guys that this video is not sponsored by any of the brands. This is just to give information to you. So one of the brands which are popular in my city is Goodrich. The cream whips perfectly fine. There are three types of creams that come from Goodrich, and most of the smallest pack is this 1 kg pack, and generally the non-dairy whipping creams are available in this 1 kg pack. The other brands available which are most common throughout the country is Rich and Mavis. So both of them are available almost in every store in each of the cities. So you can find those, and common ones are 1 kg packs. Rich cream also comes in 2 kg packs, so you can use any of them. The tip to storing these creams. So these whipping creams are to be stored in the freezer unless you need them. So what I do is whenever I bring such creams, I just put them in the freezer and just leave it there for as long as a month, because they last perfectly fine till then. But when you need to use it, what I do is I take out the cream from the freezer and shift it to my fridge a night before, so that overnight it stays in the fridge, and then it thaws very slowly and steadily, so that it does not get a shock of heat. So when you whip this cream, it will be ready to go. And just be sure that whenever you're using any type of whipping cream, be it dairy or non-dairy whipping cream, keep them chilled into the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes before whipping. So even if you're thawing this outside on your kitchen counter directly, keep this in the fridge for about 30 minutes and then whip it. Now let us talk about a few dairy whipping cream brands. The most common one is the Amul whipping cream. Make sure that it comes in a red pack, because the Amul whipping cream comes in the red pack and the Amul fresh cream comes in the blue pack. So please do not get confused, because the fat levels are different, and that's why you are able to whip the Amul whipping cream. Except for that, Chocolate is also there, but I think the most commonly available is the Amul whipping cream. The process will remain mostly the same. You have to refrigerate it for about 30 minutes and then whip it. The best way to whip a dairy whipping cream would be if you're using a hand mixer. What you can do is take a bigger bowl and place a lot of ice in it, and then place your whipping cream bowl on top and then whip it, so that there is an ice bath that will help to maintain the temperature cold, and it will be able to whip your cream even faster. And when you're using dairy whipping cream, you can add a little bit of vanilla extract along with some icing sugar, so that it is sweetened, because most of the non-dairy whipping cream are already sweetened, so you do not need to add any sugar or any flavoring as such. So it's been about 10 minutes, and now we can take our bowl and beaters out of the freezer. Now you need to take your chilled and thawed whipping cream. I am going to measure it out. I am taking today 1.5 cups. So 1, and now almost a half cup. Just keep one thing in mind, that whenever you will be whipping your cream, the cream that you take right now, it will almost double in quantity. So take your cream accordingly. Now if you were to whip this cream using a balloon whisk, what you would do is just tilt a bowl a little bit, and then using a whisk you will just keep whipping it like this for about, I don't know how much time, because that is a lot of workout and it takes a lot of time. So I have never tried it, because fortunately I have an electric hand mixer. If you have a stand mixer, it will just take about 5 minutes, but with an electric hand mixer it can go up to 7 to 10 minutes. So first what we need to do is we will start whipping it on speed 1, and then we will gradually increase the speed. The one mistake that I made while whipping the cream in the beginning was I used to tilt my bowl thinking that it would incorporate more air and it would beat 2 stiff peaks, but that wasn't a proper scenario, or it didn't whip up perfectly. But if you keep your bowl steady on the counter like this and do not move it a lot, your cream will whip perfectly. So let's start whipping it on speed 1 for about a minute. After about 1 minute of whipping, you can see bubbles appearing on top. So now this indicates that now you can start increasing your speed a little by little. What I always like to do with my hand mixer is, when I whip it on speed 1 and the bubbles start appearing, I move on to speed 2, and then I mostly whip my cream up to speed 2. Unless I have more quantity than this, then I go to speed 3, or else it is not required at all. It may happen that your hand mixer is different and it may require to go up to 3rd or even 4th speed. So just know your hand mixer and go accordingly. Now our cream has reached a soft peak stage. Now what is a soft peak? When you push your beaters into the cream, just move it around and then pull it up. This peak which just made and then gently fall over, this is known as a soft peak. Mostly this kind of whipping cream is used only in making ice creams. I haven't come across any recipes which require soft peaks. Mostly you require stiff peaks, for which you will need to whip it for about a few more minutes. Now just to make sure that cream is perfectly whipped, what I like to do is just take a spatula and then gently scrape the sides and the bottom of the bowl. Okay, and once we have done that, then I would like to whip it once again for about 1 minute or 2 minutes. And this is a stiff peak, and we have reached our stiff peak consistency. If you see it once again, the peak does not flop over, it's it remains in its shape, which means it is a perfect stiff pea. Now once you are using a dairy whipping cream, one thing you have to keep in mind that it is not any stabilized whipping cream, so you have to be very careful by whipping it, because there are a high number of chances that you can easily over whip your cream, and then if you over whip your cream, the cream will get separated and you will get butter and buttermilk. So it would be of no use except for using that butter in maybe some cakes or something like that. But fortunately the non-dairy whipping creams usually come stabilized, so there is very low chances of it getting separated, but still I would suggest you to keep calm and do this slowly and steadily, because this may also get separated and it might not get very nice. So the one thing that I like to do while checking if it's perfectly whipped or not is turning this over my head and seeing if it falls upon or not. According to me, this has reached a stiff peak consistency, so therefore the cream should not fall out of the bowl. Let's check if it does fall or not. Well, it is pretty stabilized, which means it is perfectly whipped and ready to be decorating your cakes or cupcakes or use it in mousse or anything like that. I hope you found this tutorial very helpful for how to whip cream and more knowledge about the brands and stuff. If you liked it, then don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends and family, and use this tutorial as a guide to make your own whipped cream. I'm sure this will be very helpful, and I will see you guys soon. Until then, keep baking and stay happy.